if your goal is related to when I achieve this, I will be loved, rework on that until you are at a goal that focuses on that relationship with yourself. If I do this consistently, I love myself. And that can't be found in frantic hustling energy. You can never get quiet enough to hear your own intuition speak if you are racing toward a finish line. Welcome back, neurodivergent creatives. It's time for another anti-New Year's resolutions episode with your favorite weirdo, Caitlin Fisher. That's me. I hope that you are your own favorite weirdo, but if you ever need a stand-in, I am happy to be your understudy favorite weirdo. So today I am going to talk a little bit about some exercises that are in my Fuck New Year's Resolutions workbook, which I have forgotten to talk about for the last 2 episodes. Sorry about that. So for starters, there is an exercise that asks you what you should be doing, because this is where most resolutions come in. They are pressure to do things that, quote, people should be better at. So often we do stuff because it's like, well, because you just should, right? You should get married and have kids and buy a house. You should get bigger and better jobs every 3.5 years to advance your career. You should do this. And there's a lot of conventional wisdom. There's a lot of just common sense stuff out there that is wrapped up in just, this is the way things are. This is how you should act. So if you have made New Year's resolutions, are they because you think you should? Or are they things that you really want to cultivate more of in your life? So some questions that I ask in this workbook. All the things that you believe you should be doing in order to be successful, all the things you believe you should be doing if you really cared about your dreams, all the things you should be doing in order to have your shit together. What are these things that you believe you should be doing? Because herein lies the societal hustle culture, productivity culture, capitalist culture part. Anything that is coming from, well, I just should, and you don't have like a more personal explanation for why it's important to you, that's a red flag that you are participating in or perpetuating this obsession with productivity and hustle and life hacking and all the things, right? We want to be productive. We want to be efficient. We want to be able to do all of the things. Having all of the things to me means having balance between the key areas of my life. And I define like key areas as work, life, play, rest, balance. So traditionally we look at work-life balance. I hate that because that implies that all that you do in your life is divided between things that are work and things that are not work. It's not realistic, really. I think that there's more nuance. So work is paid work, unpaid work, domestic work, like cleaning the shower is work, picking up your kids from school is work, planning a family vacation is work. If it takes labor, it's work. Even writing your novel is work. Or doing beautiful commissioned artwork is work. If it's commissioned, right? If you're not doing it just for the pure fun and joy of it, work. Somebody else has said, I will give you money for that thing, and now you make that thing, you're working. Then there's life, which is sort of a catch-all. It's a little bit of like a cop-out thing where I'm like, the stuff that doesn't really fit into work and play and rest is kind of life. So this is the place where I put like community things, spiritual things, going to church or a place of worship, doing like journaling or anything that is based on sort of like mindfulness and relationship with self or others. This falls under life. Your social needs fall under life. Play is joy, for joy's sake. So these are things that you do without judgment, where your brain gets to play and create and explore and see what happens when you tap a stick on a rock versus a hollow tree, and your brain notices the difference in the sound. This is how we learn. There's a quote that I'm going to mangle that basically says play is work for children. Like that is, it might be play is learning or play is education or something, but playing is how we start learning stuff as human beings. Playfulness, exploring, curiosity. And we lose that in adulthood because we should, because society says we should get our shit together and act like adults, which apparently means being like boring and never doing anything fun. That sucks. I don't like it. And then rest, of course, is sleeping, but also the restful and restorative and recovery activities that you do that are like purposeful downtime, which means that if you're sitting there resting, quote unquote, and in your mind, you're just like, oh, I should get up. I'm wasting time. This is a giant waste of time. I'm going to be so behind because I sat down for 5 minutes. Oh, you are not actually resting. You are in a fight. You're having a fight right now, which is not restful. So this workbook is also going to take you through some exercises to explore your work, life, play, rest breakdown and balance. There's some stuff about finding your core values that help inform like intentions that you make as opposed to goal setting or resolutions. If you are more of the like, I just want to vibe, I want a word of 2024, I want to set intentions, it'll walk you through that process. And one of my favorite activities, which gets back to like the should topic that I started off talking about in this episode, is this idea of the unfuckwithable why. And this is the reason why you want to do something that is so core to your intuitive, like deepest knowing about yourself, which again, resolutions and goals and self-improvement should all be based on relationship to the self. Like if it doesn't make you know yourself better or help you connect better with your passion or improve your relationship with your body, like then you're doing it for something outside of yourself, which is typically where we see things go awry. So we're going to start with like, why are you doing this? So if we're going to take like an anti-diet resolution, or even like we could take the regular, I'm going to lose 20 pounds this year. Okay. We're just going to put that through the why. Why is that important? Why do you want to lose 20 pounds? Oh, because it's healthier. You can't know that losing weight will make you healthier. So that's fake. So why do you really want to lose weight? I want to feel more confident. Okay. Why is it important to feel more confident? Let's say because you want to be taken seriously at work. They don't take you seriously right now. So you want to lose 20 pounds and get a new wardrobe and come in and just wow them. And you want to get a promotion and you think that being thinner will help you get a promotion. So we've gone to confident. Why is that important? So that you can get your promotion. Why is your promotion important? Because you're underpaid, because you're a woman. Okay, why is it important that you get paid what you're worth? That you get paid exactly what a dude in your position would get paid? Well, that's important because I don't want to be part of this second class world that we have created where women are just valued at a slightly lower dollar amount than men. Okay, why is that important? Now we're getting into deep societal things that are really upsetting at a core when you think of them. When you're like, I want to lose 20 pounds so I feel valued as a woman. We see the giant, like, no, do not pass go, do not collect $200. That's a fucked up reason, right? So now let's say, okay, this year I want to write my novel. Okay, this is great because I do want to finish my novel this year. Caitlin, why do you want to finish your novel? I want to work on more novels. So I want to finish my novel this year. Why? Because I have other novels I want to write. Okay. Now we can go in two directions here. You could be like, so why do you have to finish this one before you do the other ones? Which could take us down a fun journey. And then we have, well, why is it important that you get all these stories out? So we could pick one of two. This is kind of, I like to do this in person because I, as the coach, will sort of guide it down a way that I think will be a little more impactful for the person. Because if you're just like, well, I want to write because being published is important to me. And it's like, well, why is that important to you? And it's like, because I'm writing a book. Shouldn't I want it to be published? Like you can sort of get yourself into like a weird little rut of being like, I'm not sure the deeper reason behind this. Am I doing it wrong? And it's like, no, sometimes we go like the logic top of mind route. And I want to take you through the like intuitive, what your heart says, what your gut says are the reasons why route. So if you do this exercise and you feel like you're a little bit too much in your logic brain about it, try doing it again and running each why through your head, your heart, and your gut. So for instance, I want to finish my novel this year. Head says, because we got a lot more stuff to write. Heart says, because I am ready to finish telling this story and get it out in the world. Right? Oh, that's a little deeper. We can follow that one. Why is that important? Because this story has a lot of my own story and my own trauma in it, and I don't want to keep workshopping it forever. And so I'm ready to get it to a place where it can move on and be a published work, and I can open my heart up to new stories to tell, right? That shit will keep you a lot more motivated than just being like, I don't know, because I set a word count goal. Same thing with the anti-diet resolutions and like the flexibility and the comfort in your body and the pain relief. So that is the difference between like a reason behind your goal or your resolution or your intention that is based on like expectation and should, and the sort of escalator of becoming an adult that is so normalized in our culture, versus the intentional, I want to cultivate more of this because it's really deeply important to me. Like, you're going to show up for that way more consistently than you're going to show up for like, well, I guess because I want to be liked, because I want to fit in. We don't fit in sometimes, and that's okay. I am not a fitter inner. I really don't fit in. I've really embraced being weird and the fact that a lot of people don't get me. And the weirder you get, and the more you let yourself, your heart and your gut check in, when your head has been used to driving the bus all by itself for a very long time, you start getting a little more weird, and it sets you a little more free. I think there's some places where it's dangerous to be out of the norm. So if that is the case for you, I'm sorry. And like, it's like people who have to stay closeted so that their parents don't disown them. Like, that sucks. I hate that. I don't want that life. And so as I sit here and extol the virtues of just being your freaky weird self and doing whatever and following your heart, I know that not everybody can. Like, I really do know that. There was a time in my life where I couldn't, which is why I've only been getting to know myself for the past 6 years. I like me, and I hope that you like you. Setting resolutions, using my workbook, and honestly, if you just like kind of hang out with me and start to, if you listen to this podcast so much that you hear my voice in your head, you're going to end up liking yourself more, because it's inevitable, because that's what I do to people. I make you like yourself more. So going through that unfuckwithable why exercise is worth the price of admission to the workbook, which is $0. $0. It's a money back guarantee. If you don't like that exercise, I'll give you your money back. So there's something for everybody in this little guidebook. There are some like kind of journaling prompts. There are visualization exercises. There are values and all sorts of things to do. And of course, if you want to stay fat in 2024, I have that challenge going as well. You can still sign up at any time. There will be replays of the calls, so that if you join like toward the end of January, and so you only get like 1 or 2 of the live calls, you can still go watch the older ones and get a lot of value out of them. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about, related to the idea of like should and your resolutions and goals coming from outside societal norms and those pressures. Like, when people are setting weight loss resolutions, they're really setting thinness resolutions. They're saying, I want to be thinner for the sake of being thinner, because we know it's not necessarily health. If you want to be fitter and stronger, then your goal is to be fitter and stronger. If your goal is to lose weight, 99% of the time it's because you believe you should lose weight in order to have more value in society. That part is fucked up. So sit with the should. Like, sit with the feelings. If you exist in the United States, you have probably felt shame about your body, no matter what it looks like. Every single size person is subjected to body shame in our culture, and it is fucked up. So imagine, like, go back to that place. What did somebody say to you? For me, it's my mom most of the time. So, like, what did your mom say to you? And, like, just really understand that the voice in your head that shames you about your body is usually not yours. It is usually somebody else's voice. Because left to our own devices, if we did not have outside input about what a correct and morally good body is, we wouldn't know to be weird about it. Body image is a societal issue. And the very uncomfortable first step to releasing diet culture and breaking up with toxic relationship with food and diet and exercise is allowing yourself to be uncomfortable and really go in and examine what those beliefs are about your value and your worth and how much people are going to like you and the social currency of thinness, because that is what people want when they're setting a weight loss goal, and that goalpost can move at any time. So if your goal is related to when I achieve this, I will be loved, rework on that until you are at a goal that focuses on that relationship with yourself. If I do this consistently, I love myself. And that can't be found in frantic hustling energy. You can never get quiet enough to hear your own intuition speak if you are racing toward a finish line. So there is relationship with self in stillness. There is relationship with self in peace. There's relationship with self in slowing down. And that is one of the scariest places to be when you have been chasing weight loss and diet culture your whole life. The idea of stopping, it's like being a shark. You're like, if I am not constantly moving so that I can make myself smaller and more worthy, how could I possibly deserve to just stand here and live? That's a fucked up place to be. So if that resonates with you at all, you need to come down to Stay Fat in 2024 and spend some more time with me, because I have 1,000 hugs for you. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'll be back with one more episode in the anti-diet fuck New Year's resolution series of 2024. I love you so much. Stay hydrated, but like not in a weird diet way, like just enough to, sustain your body kind of way. If your pee is clear, that's too much. Okay, love you. Bye.